Hi friends, Shannon here, creative crew members, Kat Scrappiness, here with a new type of card, one that I'm just learning how to do, and it's called dip dye. And it's actually faux dip dye. It's watercolor using, today I'm using Gansai Tombi watercolors, and specifically number 53 sap green. And I'm going to start by using a flat, this is about a 3/4 of an inch to a 1-inch flat paintbrush, and I'm just going to use some clean water and wet my paper all the way across. Helps if when you're doing your brush strokes, if you go from one end and then come from the other end and not go towards the, cross over the tape towards the tape, but come from on the tape, across the paper, on the tape, across the paper. Hope that makes sense. And so I have just a piece of scrap plastic here, and I'm going to take my paint. I've already added some water to my paint. Excuse my fingerless gloves here. I'll take those off. They're kind of fuzzy looking. Okay, so there we go. Take some of my watercolor. I've added some water to the pan. And then I'm going to blot it off and use this as a palette. Get some more of that watercolor, and I kind of spread it out because what we're going to do is add water to it, but use less and less water for each of the... Also, I have a cup off screen of clean water. And I'm going to just dip my brush in the water. I've already got some paint on it, but I want to dilute that some. And then start towards the top and spread that paint out. Try to bring that from the top to the bottom. Get some more water. Spread that paint out some more. But I want any brush strokes that I make to be going from side to side. And I'm kind of running out of paint, so I'm going to dip my brush off screen into some more paint. And do this until I come down to the bottom. It's okay if it's lighter towards the bottom. It's eventually going to get darker towards the bottom. And then I'm going to take my heat tool and dry what I've done so far. Now I'm get my brush wet again, get some more of that paint, and I'm going to start probably a 1/4 of an inch lower and come across again, doing another layer of that paint. We need it a little bit darker, so I'm picking up some more of that paint. Need water. Here we go. And in between each of the layers, I'm going to dry with my heat tool on the low setting. Pick up some more of that paint. And it looks like our last layer isn't very prominent, so I'm going to go over that again. I need more paint. There we go. More water. And dry again. I think we need a darker green. Let's try sap green deep. Number 58. This is a darker green. I'm going to add some water to that pan, then use my paintbrush to kind of mix that water in. Pick up some of that darker paint. Mix that in with what I already have on the palette. I'm going to pick up quite a bit of it, add it to my palette, and we'll mix it in as soon as I get enough paint. There we go. There we go. Get that all mixed in, and then start another layer further down. Ooh, that's dark. We need some water. There we go. And when you want to move that paint downwards, using the brush up and down to drag those bristles across and downward helps. When you have it at an angle, it spreads it, but when you do it up and down, it works more to drag it. Some water, some more paint. There we go. And I'm going to let you listen to some music while I finish this up. Next we're going to add some black, which is number 20. I'm going to clean my brush off so I don't add any green to my black. And I'm going to use the opposite side of my palette and clean off my brush. There we go. Let's get some water. I'm just spraying some water in my black here. Use my brush to mix that water with the paint. One of the good things about using the Gunzai Tambi paints, watercolors, is because they're more like a gouache than really a watercolor. So I'm going to add that black to my palette. Get some more. Add that black. And then clean my brush off again. I'm going to, actually I didn't really need to, I'm going to mix some of that green in with the black. Actually I'm going to mix a lot of that green in with the black so we can get a more green black. then start with some more layers. Let's see here. Now I'm going to add some even more black in with that green. And see where I left off here. And then we're going to go for straight black this time, the last layer. A little bit of water. There we go. Now we're going to do the peel and reveal. And it's best to pull that tape off onto itself. So just grab one end and peel it towards itself. It looks like we got a couple of splatters up at the top. Now we're going to turn this into a card. Because I wet the paper, then heated up, then wet the paper, there's a little bit of warp. It's a little bit warped. So I've taken a couple sheets of scrap cardstock and adhere them together, and I'm going to have that adhere this panel to the back of my dip dye panel. And that should help it straighten out. And I just cut the scrap paper about a 1/4 of an inch smaller on each side. And that paper will help this to flatten out. So that's much more straight. And then next we have this is called the brush Christmas tree die from Kat Scrappiness, and also the Noel Shadow Sentiment from Kat Scrappiness. And that's how we're going to finish off our card. I've die cut it from Gold Mirror cards, the brush tree from Gold Mirror cardstock. Add some glue to the back of this. If you haven't already, I'd appreciate it if you gave us a thumbs up to show your support for Kat Scrappiness, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us here. I know it does to me. Okay, there's our tree, and there's also a star die, so we can put a star on the top of the tree. Glue that on there. I'll just have that overhang just a bit. And I've already die cut the word Noel and from Gold Mirror cardstock, and the shadow from some iridescent vellum. And I'm just going to put the glue behind the letters. I can see them through the vellum, and I know that the adhesive would show if I were to adhere the entire vellum piece. So we're just putting the liquid glue behind the where the letters appear so it doesn't show our adhesive. Glue that down, and then glue our entire panel to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of gold mirror cardstock. And we're just about done. I want to thank you so much for watching my video today. All of the products that I used to create this card, links will be located in the description box below this video. Thanks again for watching. And here we go. Here is our card. Very easy last-minute Christmas card. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.